Alrighty, it's time to do this thing. Good evening, everyone. Hello, how's it going? Alright, try to ignore this shadow here for tonight because unfortunately this is just where my camera has to be in order to capture what we're working on tonight. But hi, how's it going? How are you? What's news? Hi, Ivy Lex. Thanks for liking the live. Alright. If I do that, that gets rid of a little bit of that light. Hey, Guava Jagular! Howdy, howdy. How's it going? What's news? How's your week? What's doing? What's everybody up to tonight? Alright. Hi, Mozza. Hi, Nico Inesto. Hey, nice. Good work, Guava. Alright. Well, I reckon we can go ahead and jump over and get started, hey? Hi, CEO of Doomed Yuri. How's it going? Oh, don't mind me. It's been a really big day and I'm quite tired. Alright, let's go to this one. Alright, let me see about adjusting the camera a little bit. Alright. So, Guava, do you like the camera like this so that you can see the whole thing bigger? Or would you prefer if I rotated it and it was only in the middle, but it was the right way up? Alright, TikTok. Our goal tonight, while I'm drawing this commission, is to get a cowboy hat on me. So, let's see if we can make that happen. Hi, Gabe Martini. How's it going? Hi, Phoebe G. Fiobeg. Hi, Vivian. Hi, Levy. How's it going? Hi, Lexi. How you doing? Gonna try to move my Steam Deck and everything a bit closer for tonight. It's hard to reach past this of it all. Alright, let me find a good angle for this. So this isn't my ideal setup, but hey, Anthony, how's it going? This isn't my ideal setup right now, but it is what it is. It turns out that it's actually, hey, Possums Gaming, hi, K Rumor, hi, Harry Tran, hi, Guy. It turns out it's actually quite difficult to set this up on my desk, so it's got to go in my lap. If I put it on the desk, it's pretty much gonna be in the way no matter where it is. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that it's still in the way. Well, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Alright. It does rule out two of my screens though, if I do it like this. So it's like I can see you and I can see this, but I can't see two screens. So I think we're going to go back to how it was before. And I'll work out my ideal setup later for working on pieces this big, because I've got a few of these to complete. So, but for those that are in my Discord, I'm gonna post a photo of the precarious position I find myself in right now. Hang on, let's turn it sideways. And you can see the whole thing. Hey Google, take a selfie. And for anyone who's not in the Discord yet, you can join the Discord at the link in my bio. Hi Dino Nug. Hi Mason. Hi Freaky House. Hi Selene. Alright, so let me pull up my references and my... Hi Tommy, how's it going? And my commission sheet descriptions. Hi Soybean, how's it going? Alright. Oh, I forgot to set up stream avatars for tonight. Hang on, everyone. Let me get it set up for you. Hi, Awful. How's it going? Oh, I already saved these. Okay, cool. Ooh, Hades 2. I can't wait to play that. But first I've got to finish Hades 1. Hi, Bebub. How's it going? Alright, give me a second, everyone. I'm just pulling up all my references and stuff like that so that I can see what I'm doing for this drawing. Alright. Grab some pencils. And my eraser. Now, Anthony, can you hear me? Alright, cool. So, first things first, I'm going to finish off this sturge here. And then I'll probably move back down to his shoulder pads and stuff here. And then we'll go from there. I'm really looking forward to inking this thing. I just got a new brush inking pen, actually. Let me find one of my messy tester sheets so I can give that a try, actually. Hi, William. How's it going? Anthony, do you mean you actually can't? Or are you being cheeky? Because you can't do that to me. Hi, Nix is number 1. Oh, man. I think I damaged this bringing it home yesterday. It still seems pretty good, but yeah. I think when I closed this thing yesterday at the shop, I might have damaged the tip a little bit. Because it's already giving me some issues there. Let me just... there we go, that's a bit better. Brush pens are just always finicky anyway. Alright, cool. That's going to be nice. Hi Joshy Washy, hi Ibuprofen, hi Milo, hi Alara. Alright, this is going to be fun for this. Anthony, how are you going with seeing this? Do you prefer this camera for this to be full screen the way that it is? Or would you prefer it to be smaller in the middle, but right way up? It's kind of tricky to balance. Hi Zave, hi Santino, hi D. Alright, let me have a look for you, because TikTok's got it right way up. Alright, that's about as steady on as I'm going to get it for now. How's that, Anthony? Hi Erica, hey Silly, how's it going? Hi Alpha Titan, hi Klados. Oh, nice, what are you making? Yeah, that was my thinking too, but I wasn't sure if people would prefer it bigger or vertical. Hi Rylan, how's it going? Oh no, Silly, that doesn't sound good. Ah, nice. Hi, Mari. How's it going? Look, silly, the amount of times I've forgotten words today. Oh no. That's the worst time to be forgetting words. But also maybe it's the reason why. I don't miss those days. I don't miss those days. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's perfectly understandable. I myself had to skip stream last night because we had to get ready for our house inspection today. Hi Milo, how's it going? Yeah, it was the first time our landlord was coming to an inspection, so we just really wanted to make sure, especially because we've just been rebuilding all of our studio spaces. We wanted to make sure that the place was really tip top. Like, here, let me show you. So, my shelves have gone fully vertical now. There's a bunch of extra stuff hidden behind that banner. So conveniently, I can display my banner, but also just keep a bunch of little bits and pieces tucked away out of sight. Um, this hasn't really changed where the stickers and stuff are being stored. And my shelves over here for the mini painting area have been rearranged. And then past the light there's more shelving that's all been rebuilt. Because we needed to make things more storage friendly, you know? And before next Thursday, I've got to figure out a better position for this camera because this shadow is driving me nuts. But it's tricky. Hi, Grandpa Pig. Hi, Chelsea Conran. Yeah, no black eye. Just my stream light is right there, and the other one's over here. But yeah, this camera is just in the right position to drop a shadow on the face. It was worse before. Oh, I was literally just responding to you in Discord, Archive. I think I need to swap this bar light for something better for lighting the canvas. Hi, Cherry. Archive. Ta-da. I can't actually tell on my monitor properly how well you can see this, but here's your layout. You and this one are the only ones that have responded to the form so far. So I'm diving right into both of these. I'm going to pencil both of them, and then I'm going to ink both of them. I think that's the order in which I'm going to do everything. Question for you, actually, for your point of preference. Would you like yours? Would you like to receive yours, since it's black and white, on the comic art board with, you know, the information and the cool borders and stuff like that? Or would you prefer the inked piece to be on a fresh, crisp, unlined piece of board? I don't mind. I have access to both. Just thought I'd see which one you would prefer for when I do it. Cool, rad. All right, on the comic board it is then. I know different people have different preferences, so I just wanted to make sure that I did whichever one you'd like more. I'm really looking forward to drawing yours, which is kind of why I am drawing it second, because it has so many ocean critters in it. I want to warm myself up with this one, so I feel really confident going into the other one. Scotland, most likely. Most likely Scotland. My partner and I really want to go to Scotland. Archive. The good news for you. Let me just check. Oh, the music isn't even playing. It's doing that thing again. There we go. Jeez, that's annoying when it does that. Alright, how's that music level, everyone? Is that okay? Yeah, I think you were hearing it through the microphone, Anthony, which is not what you're supposed to be doing. Which means that I have my speaker volume up too loud. Yep, hang on. How's that, Anthony? I'm just tinkering with it. I didn't touch the microphone volume, I don't think. Hang on. Alright, how's that on the microphone? But yeah, if I could live in any other country, it would probably be Scotland. Is the answer to that question. And thank you for asking. But yeah, Jacob, the good thing is that this is US comic paper size, so you should be able to find a frame pretty easily. And one of these days when I have money, I want to pay Anthony to draw something for me on one of these that I can put up on my wall. Hi times 3, x3, whichever one of those it is. Nope. That is very wrong. Actually, I was looking at an artist whose work I really, really love today because I finally found their commission details. And I've been wanting to look into maybe commissioning a sketch card off them for a really long time. And any hope of that died immediately. Oh, I wonder if I'll have to set up a meme channel for you, silly. I don't think I have one. Hey, Cozy Pete's, hello! How's it going? This light is giving me so much grief. I might have to adjust my exposure a little bit on here. There we go, that's better. How you doing, Cozy Pete's? Are you streaming later? Yeah, nice. Well, thanks for stopping by, joining in. We're working on... yeah, I've heard some people were having troubles today. Yeah, we're working on a couple of commissions at the moment. So this is one of two good buddies of mine, actually. D&D characters. And this one, which is a bit hard to see at the moment because of the blue that it's laid out in, is also a D&D character. I can't wait to draw this one. I really love the pose, and I'm going to have a lot of fun drawing all the little ocean critters and stuff, especially the blue-ringed octopus. Well, I really appreciate it. I just had dinner myself before starting, so it is that time. All right. Yeah, I can't wait to see what this thing looks like by the time we finish tonight. Silly, I'll check that out later when I'm finished stream. Whatever it was that you posted in the Discord. Oh, hey. Yep. Hi, Dazza, how's it going? Yeah, not too bad, hey. I really enjoy working on these commissions at the moment, so I'm doing good. Thanks for joining for a bit. What was your first ever comic, Dazza? If you can remember, the first comic you can remember owning. Cozy Pete's, if you're still here, what was your first ever comic book? Well, that's fair, Dazza. Manga is still comics. So what was your first manga? Oh, nice, Guava. I was big into Asterix and Obelix when I was little, but I think the first comic book I ever got my hands on were the old Commando comics. My nan had a bunch for some reason, and then the local library had heaps of them. For all my art mates that are in the chat that ink traditionally and stuff, what whiteout pens do you use? Yes, Tintin was rad. I used to get Tintin from the library too. Someone's selling a bunch of those Commando comics on Marketplace at the moment, and I kind of wish I had the money. Not because I really want to read them anymore or anything. I'm not really into the army stuff that much. But just, you know, for the nostalgia. Have you read the Akira manga, Dazza? Hi, Grassman. How's it going? How's it going, Grassman? What was your first ever comic book you can remember owning? Alright, that's right, here. Yeah, yeah. Manga and comics are just comics made in different places, really. You know? There's just two different names for the same thing. I mean, sure, culturally, like, there's cultural differences in the way narratives and artistic sensibilities are presented, but it's all still just comics at the end of the day. And that's great. It just means more comics for me, and you, and everybody else. Hey Alan, how's it going? And what is it you like the most about JoJo's, Grassman? A lot of my mates love it. I couldn't get into it myself. It didn't hook me. But that's not to say it's bad. It just didn't hook me. So I'm always interested to see what other people like about it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, doing good, Alan. Really enjoying working on these commissions, so, you know, that's a plus. In other good news, my editor and my artist collaborator have been paid for my next comic. So while my current comic is at the printers being printed, my next one, I just sent the script to Jenny so she can start on the character design work. All right. Hey, Alan, what was your first comic you ever owned? That you can remember anyway. Hey, a working place. Thanks for liking the live. So, it's almost the weekend. What's everybody up to this weekend? What have you got planned? And so for anyone who wasn't here last week or the week before when we started on this guy, this is Klingkrag, a mate of mine's character, and he's a Zverfneblin druid. Ooh, excuse me. Hi Tosh, how's it going? Hi, Itsuki. I think that was... Or it's Kiki? I couldn't see that quite right. All right. Tell you what, rendering... nice. Are you doing anything for the Comics Pride Fair, Guava? The digital Pride Fair? Comics.1? Oh, geez. Actually starting to render. Makes me nervous. I haven't done a full pencil piece like this in a really long time. I'm so used to just doing line art and doing the rest digitally. Oh, nice. What book is it, Archive? I'll have to look that up. I can't say I'm familiar. Oh, sorry guys, I'm wrecked. I finished preparing stuff for the inspection at like 2 a.m. Yeah, Comics.1. I think Sorab posted about it in the Discord. Let me see. There you go, Guava. I tagged you. Hey, Anthony. Hey, IDK LMAO. Ooh. Yes, you are you. Do you ink much traditionally or mostly pencil? Hi, Chelsea the Growing Star. Okay, what whiteout do you use? If and when you use it. I want to get some good, like, proper, like, art-worthy whiteout pens for all my inking practice and stuff. But I'm not sure what's worthwhile. Of course. Because my sister's going to Japan at the end of the year, and she's going to pick up some art supplies for me while she's there. So I'm like trying to find out what pens are good. If there's any like particular pencils and stuff that I should try to get her to get for me, and things like whiteout, and hopefully get me some physical screen tones, because I want to try them out at least once in my life. Oh, excuse me, Jesus Christ. Hi Onslaught, thanks for liking the live.
Yeah, it's gotta be for this year, right? Love that.
Excuse me while I jump into somebody's stream while I'm...
Hi, Skylar.
Hey Onslaught, I'm drawing a commission of a friend's D&D character. And he happens to be live on Twitch right now, so I'm just jumping into his chat to annoy him with some questions about the character. So I can get the details right.
Listen. Fucking hell. I need you all to say the cook shit that I cannot articulate, because if my mouth tumbles over it, it's gonna get weird. You know the things that need to be said on the back of some of this fucking dialogue. Please feel free to say them.
Oh, well, my sweet human. Lucky for you, I've got a gap in my schedule and a soft spot for that lost puppy look.
I literally just said I was a lost little puppy. She knows me. Will you fall in love with me? I,
nice.
this person, have just admitted to all of that.
Where are you based,
So
Onslaught?
I feel like I only have one option that's viable here.
Oh, I mean, I know you well enough, but...
Yeah, that was a bit forward. I'm so sorry. Fuck. I done fucked up. Okay. Yes, Medley Rose. I am, in fact, seeing Crit Roll live next week in Melbourne. So the reason I've taken over the channel is Emily is currently in Sydney watching it. As
Yeah, I really love playing D&D
show
Onslaught.
might be currently wrapping up, perhaps. I will.
Cool. Yeah.
jump
I'm in Ballarat,
to,
so I'm in
next
Victoria.
week, and I'll see that show.
Ooh. Thank you, Anthony. I'll look those up.
Wait. Okay, what the fucking hell?
Have you joined the D&D
Let's do
Australia Facebook group?
I can see we've got Sean Sunday, aka Brainbeast Studios. Truly wonderful and most genuine of human beings in chat. The question is, okay, there's a question. How heavily armored are Clinkrag's shoulder pads? Not very. Clinkrag likes to go below ground quite often. And it can be tight squeeze to get into some fun places. Sometimes he just likes to crawl into the darkest of little tunnels and just kind of hang out there for a little bit, listen to the stones in the dark. And if you're too clunkily kind of garbed, that can interfere with that. And so he's pretty lightly clad, I guess. Also, Judge, hey, I have not yet claimed to
Yeah.
be,
Join the Dungeons and Dragons Australia Facebook group.
given the number of times.
And they've also got a Discord to go with that, where people can post games that they're looking for.
I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but I can't be in charge of that because you'll be expecting it. So I'm not going to attempt anything. The closest I've come is the chair spin that I did once upon a time, as my interpretation. I should visit for lunch because it's super far out of the way. Listen, it's a good.
Hey, Charlie Smith, thanks
Hour
for
and a half.
following.
Like, I can stretch my lunch period, but there are limits. Medley Roses, you're seeing the Melbourne show in theatres here in Canuckville. Marvellous. So she get the law rights when I'm sick. Well, she'll be, Emily will be at the Melbourne one as well.
Yeah, awesome. That's a great idea,
not.
Onslaught. And also,
She will not. be
find my website in my bio, because I actually make... Let me grab it and I'll show you.
References had biggish pauldrons. That's absolutely correct and true. My apologies. The references were more for vibe, I think, rather than garb specifically. I think he dresses relatively plain.
I think this is the old version. Hang on.
Some of that
Yeah.
reference material, I'm sure. Alright. And so that character specifically, and this is wandering way outside of Thirsty Thursday territory. Unless you're into ancient, multiversal Sphurf Neblins.
Thanks, GTA Freak. It's my office as well as my
There's a
streaming
story that we
space,
won't
so...
tell here, but there is not just one story, but multiple stories too.
Yeah, Onslaught.
Clinkrag, Vug, Scary Grit.
I make these for
that
people
character
that are
is
just learning how to play
essentially
D&D.
The character via which I found my way to all of these people that I currently am lucky enough to be involved and doing a bunch of cool shit with at any given point in time. We'll have that conversation another time. Right now,
Not that well.
we're trying to get
See
down.
how we click first. Just play your cards right.
Look, that's entirely fair, but I didn't like any of the other dialogue options. I'm so sorry.
I installed some apps on your phone that are only accessible when you put on your glasses.
Okay.
No, I've actually...
Glasses and you'll see some
I've got like 1,500 of them sitting in storage. I made them
way to keep track of all sorts
already.
info about
I worked with the factory that makes proper board game bits to take my designs and print them and assemble them for me.
There's an aspect of this. I feel like maybe we need to make this like a genuine Thirsty Thursdays thing that isn't like a normal Thirsty Thursdays thing. Because there's something about the literal objectification of stuff that is very Thirsty Thursdays code.
because there are a lot of us around this house.
You can actually get them in stores. They're on the Meeples and Dragons website. They're on my Etsy store.
It'll very much depend.
Guff here in Ballarat stocks them.
Crazy schedule and
Gameology
large
stocks
work
them.
backlog. So I'm not sure what my time in Melbourne next week actually looks like currently, but it's going to be hectic on a bunch of fronts.
Ooh, you know what? Maggie the magnifying glass also just dropped a really cool app.
phone. Like, you were my phone, right? Okay, that's good. Do we just have someone named
Yeah,
Felicia?
no worries. I have a
Why
digital
Felicia?
print at home version too,
Doesn't matter.
which is a little cheaper.
Onward.
Now, go awaken the magnifying glass in the living room.
Which of course is conveniently located on its own little shelf next to the piano.
And we have internal dialogue.
All right. So now I know what I'm doing with these shoulders here. It was really, hey Chips!
Hey, coffee.
It was really handy that my mate happened to be live right now so I could ask him right away
Listen,
what I
I'm
needed to
real
know
fucking
about the
excited
character.
about this, but I want to do the thing that we've been asked to do because I feel like we're in like tutorial mode still at this point in time. Who in existence has a magnifying glass holder? The game is afoot. Also, this is going to be Sherlock coded, and I am very fucking excited about that.
There's a distinct air of mystery to the private eye that stands before you. She reminds you of the old detective serials your parents used to watch.
Suck for Reddit.
She gives you a scrutinizing glare through her magnifying glass, one eye comically enlarged. It's especially goofy looking to see it on someone with glasses.
Stop making fun of her.
Well, what have we...
Hey, no worries, man. Thank you.
Do you
You'll get to see more of this next Thursday. I don't imagine I'll finish it before then. I'll probably be up to...
I don't think the meet and greets.
But we'll be doing
Oh no, I think it's just a photo. Stuff.
this one as well.
No, there's no world in which, well, there are worlds, but none of them currently exist in which I'm paying the amount of money required to do that kind of thing. It's unnecessary. What I will say is that I think Emily's getting photos with Mercer, and there's a non-zero possibility that she's wearing the Thirsty Thursday shirt, which means that I might get a photo with Matt Mercer in spirit, which will be fun. That'd be great. Oh, it's not set up yet. Okay. You're trying to get player screens. Oh, obviously, and of course. And that's entirely fair. I can take a bunch with me just in case. That's fucking cool. How many would you want me to take in? Because we can make that happen. Like, I can take them, and if being a creature of opportunity, if an opportunity presents itself. Although, we might have this chat later, because there's the whole, that edition. Do they, alright, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know, this is what we're talking about, this is what Sean's talking about.
Bear with me, everyone. Sorry, I'm bouncing back and forth between asking my mate questions about his character and drawing it at the same time.
D&D Studios, player screen. DMs get a screen. Players are absolutely allowed to have a screen too. The cool thing about player screens is it gives you a whole bunch of fucking information about what you do playing Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Specifically, stuff like, hey, stuff you do on your turn, or things you can do on your turn. Important information, like you've got death save boxes here. You've got some cool currency conversion info, the effects of exhaustion, advantage, disadvantage, resting, the various conditions that you can be under, and it is all, of course, wrapped in quite clearly one of the coolest fucking mimic artworkery that you've ever seen in your life, and I love it. My only question, Mr. Studios, if that is even your real name, would be, is there an updated version for the 2024 rules? Because, you know. Also, we found Maggie. She looks real cute. And I think she's a detective. And I always wanted to be a detective when I grew up. So. fantastic red shirt.
You're not a suspect, are you?
Nope. No?
A witness, then.
Don't think so. I haven't seen anyone with a red shirt. To what?
Just as I thought.
All right. Hey, Nelly, how's it going?
It's our human's first day talking with us. Go a little easy on him.
Do. Again, puppy dog. Alright. Night turquoise. There's a lot of work in Kickstarter as a wild. Hey, that's entirely fair.
Interesting.
They're generally very
These
helpful,
glasses
especially
come
for
in from
new
outside
players.
and are already
or for
trying to
easily
influence my
players.
case.
Trust me, this human has a lot of potential to
Thanks,
make
Nelly.
this house a
I'm
better
really
place.
enjoying working on these.
Am I being used?
I got a few commissions as part of the Kickstarter I ran for my comic book last year. And
Wow.
all the work to get the comic ready for print has been completed, and it's at the printers.
Truthful.
So,
Probably.
now I'm working on these commissions. Also, Archive78, thank you for subscribing again, buddy.
Down all the suspects
Oh wait, is there
yourself.
actually a mystery to fucking solve here as well?
Hopefully. I call this feature Rumors. It's installed on your phone.
Okay.
Ooh, that tickles.
Loving these group sessions, by the way.
Unlike Skylar's data decks that gives you the data
Yeah,
on those you
Kickstarters are a lot of
Okay.
work, to be honest.
clues you've
But
been given to
yeah, I finished drawing it. The colors are all done, everything's ready, and I've sent that to the printer. So now I'm just waiting for them to deliver my comic books, so I can sell them.
Getting a sense of the house
But
scuttlebutt.
for some of the rewards, people could pay a certain amount and get a physical commission from me.
It'll be tough,
And
but
so
worth
now
it.
I'm working on those, and this is somebody's Dungeons and Dragons
Specific
character.
Animation, like our relationship level moving up. Is that what
The
that
more
was?
you find, the better your specs will be.
Okay. Have I got the player's handbook? Yes.
Take a look at Rumors in your phone. It'll help you find your way to your last dateable for today.
The last one for
Good luck,
the
Gumshoe.
day.
Hey, Willow Watermelon.
It's getting late. Who should
I'm
be
in
the
Australia
last one to
too,
talk
Nelly.
Before I run out of charges.
Yeah. Okay. Whoa.
I'm in Victoria.
Oh, check out that rumor Maggie gave you if you
Yeah.
need ideas. Wink, wink.
It's a great idea. Okay, so we're gonna pull out the phone, thusly, and we should have a new app. Rumors. Okay, here we go. We've got 3 options here. So, and chat, you're in. You're gonna make this call.
Yeah, no worries. Good night.
This is a poll.
This is basically the end of my work day for me, so.
Cancel offers rest for the weary.
Hi, Mahalia. How's it going? All right, back to concentrating. Sakura Pen Touch Paint Pen. Hi, Finn. New account. Ooh, those are really pretty looking pens. Ooh, Anthony, hello. This looks like it's probably going to be better than a Posca pen. I'm going to put that in my throne wish list right now so I don't forget about it. Hi, the handbell. How's it going? Hi, PZ man. Oh man, it is glitching real bad. Weird, okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna just buy it. Yeah, I mean, yes. But ink is really expensive. Honestly, especially here in Australia, I think it's way more expensive here, which sucks. Alright, I just bought one. Thanks, Anthony. I have not gotten as much progress on this tonight as I thought, but, you know, I didn't think I'd get a chance to badger the person whose character it is in the middle of stream for information about the character that I'm drawing. Oh, fabulous. Yay. Awesome. Okay, cool. Hmm. Hi, Max. Something? I didn't get to see that whole thing. But hi, Max. Hmm. Does a little bit of everything. So I was drawing the Sturge off an amalgamation of several different styles of Sturge that I like, and choosing the parts that I like the most to draw this. I just fully invented this particular version of a mandrake. I just quickly looked up what mandrake roots actually look like and figured out what my version of an awakened mandrake would look like. I used a 3D model to do my original layout. So I put a 3D model in, doodled in a few lines here and there for where the chunks of what I wanted to draw would be. Printed that off and transferred it to this Bristol board. So I have a mannequin. You can see, if I bring it up a bit and get rid of that for a second, you can see the sort of mannequin figure shapes. That's where I started from. And I've got the description of the character. They gave me a couple of random reference pictures that were just kind of vibe setting. They weren't actually accurate to what the character looks like. Dropped a pencil. But they set the vibe, which is why I just quickly jumped into his Twitch chat and asked him some questions to make sure that I had the vibe correct. Which is kind of why I'm going so slow as well, because I'm deciding on ways to portray this character as, and what it will, what it'll be wearing, etc. as we go. Hey, didn't see who that was, but thanks for liking the live, whoever that was. Hey, Random Things, how's it going? Hi, little nugget. Hi, Bradley06. Hmm. Yay! One of the owners of a publisher I really love just said that they really like my book. Hi, LeBron. Yeah, I'm really excited. He was one of the backers, you know, so obviously he's already gotten his digital awards. And I cannot wait to finish the physical rewards and send them out to all the backers so that I can actually release the digital version of the comic publicly. I'm really excited about that. Hi, Anthony Edwards. How's it going? Hi, Elsie. How's it going? It's called Double Billing. You can see the previews and stuff on Kickstarter because the Kickstarter page is still visible. But it won't be publicly available for a few more weeks yet. It's at the printers at the moment, so I'm waiting for them to finish printing it. And then I'll be able to do all the physical fulfillment. Hi Molly, how's it going? And it's a flip book. Actually, I can show you a preview. I did a little test print when I was setting up the files for the printer to make sure that the flip worked. So it's 2 stories in one. This one is set in Brisbane. It's a horror comedy. And then this one is the first story featuring this character, which is Snuffles the Indomitable, who is the main character from the ongoing series that I'm working on. Thank you. I wrote this one and I drew all the line art myself. My friend Pete Collins colored it. This story, Hassan Otsmain Elhau, who's one of my favorite letterers in the business, did the lettering for it. So this is all him. And for this one, Pete did the coloring on this one again, but Tobin Rasico did the lettering. Because Tobin and Hassan both have very sort of different vibes with their lettering, and I knew each one would really suit the story that I chose them for. And this cover was done by my friend Matt Harding, and this cover was done by my friend Marcus Jimenez, who are both here on TikTok as well. And obviously the actual book, when it gets printed at the printer, won't have that white border and stuff. That was just because I didn't bother formatting it all before printing it here at home, because I was just testing that I'd oriented the pages correctly for flipping. what's up? Okay, hang on everyone, I'll be right back. Alright, and we're back. Let me just get back in position with this here drawing. Alright. Yep, that's for the ropes. Cool. Neblin. I need to see a bit more about what their features look like. Let's see how many pictures there are for me to refer to. Hi, heart emoji? Alright. Yeah, I've got their vibe. I've got their vibe. How to think when you draw. Eyebrows. supposed to have some pretty crazy eyebrows, so. All right. Alright, I'm liking this. This is getting somewhere. No, this is someone's original D&D character. So both of these commissions are Dungeons and Dragons characters from friends of mine. This one is a kobold, and this one is Kling Crag, a character that somebody plays on their D&D live streams. But if you want to see characters from books, movies, and video games, tune in tomorrow night for the sketch card party. I'll show you what we do on Friday nights. And I'll usually would warm down with a sketch card on Thursdays. But since I'm so really trying to finish these commissions, I'm just really grinding on these in the moment on Thursdays. But on Tuesday night, on most nights, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I finish the stream with a sketch card like this. And then on Friday nights, we do the sketch card party, which is in 2 to 3 hours, depending on how I'm feeling. We try to draw as many of these things as we possibly can. So these are all the ones that we've done so far. Hi, Avon. How's it going? And on Friday, I also like to do one from what's called the Chaotic Draw Along, which is a thing that another streamer friend of mine started with his community, and he ended up making an actual deck of cards that comes with the prompts for it. And so every week, I check his Discord for what the week's prompts are, and we pick a prompt and do a sketch card based off the Chaotic Draw Along prompt. So this one was Devil Egg. This one was Zombie Talent Show. This one was Donut Detective. Hi Jace, how's it going? I love how this one came out. This is one of my favorites. And every week, people can request characters that they want to see me draw. So if you go into my previous videos from this week, you will find a video of me showing some sketch cards and asking for character suggestions from It'll be either Monday or Tuesday I'll put that video out, I think. This was Haunted Baseball from last week's Chaotic Draw Along. Lulu the Pug. I finished this one last night. Not last night, Tuesday night. I finished this one. And there we go, back to the start. So we do those as many times as we can through the week. And then they're also available on my Etsy store. People can buy the cards after I finish them, but you can also commission one, which I will draw live on stream and post to you. But I only do one of those per stream. And I have to set up the on-screen reminder for people again, because I lost track of that. Alright, where'd my eyebrows reference go? There it is. Yeah, Zaref Neblin. Now, how do I want to approach these eyes? Dazza, if you go to my bio, you can find brainbeaststudios.com in my bio, and all of my various storefronts and profiles and stuff are linked on the homepage. So down the bottom of the front page, you can find a link to my Etsy. You can find my Drive-Thru RPG or my Threadless store where you can get my t-shirts and all that sort of stuff. It's all linked on the homepage of brainbeaststudios.com, which is linked in my bio. Hey, no worries, thanks. Just for next week and tomorrow's sake, 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday through Friday. I'll be here every night. forget what I was about to do. I was supposed to going to look up something specific for this drawing. And thank you. I'm really liking this piece and how it's coming out. Oh yeah, I remember now. I was going to check the description of the character so I can check if he has any earrings or anything in the description. Hi Parker 333, how's it going? Hi Shays, how's it going? Alright, cool. Alright, this is coming along. Hi, FIFA gang? FIFA gang? All right. How long have we been on for? 1:55. All right. I reckon I'm going to go for about 5 more minutes. Didn't get quite as far as I hoped I would tonight, but I've still gotten pretty far. Yes, I am nervous about drawing the second eye. Hi Paru, how's it going? I'll tinker with the pants a little bit more tomorrow. All right, and that's going to be that for tonight. So TikTok, I was going to say goodnight to you right now. I'll see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Thanks for hanging out. See you tomorrow night, TikTok. And Twitch, we're going to go for a raid, but let me go see who's still online. Oh, of course. /raid. Let's go raid the person whose character we've been drawing. Let me just drop the raid message in the chat. Give this a copy and paste. And let's go for a raid, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow night.
If you don't mind. Because let me show you Betty.